quarter. Al Horford, former Gator, has a phenomenal fourth quarter, and the Celtics tie up their series 2-2 with the Bucks. The Grizzlies play tough, but lose 101, I think 98, lose by 3 to the Warriors. That goes down to 3-1 Warriors. I think we have Tim Walton joining us right now. Coach has probably got to hit the unmute button. Coach, can you hear us?
I can. Yes, Shane.
Hey, Coach, appreciate you joining the program. Won't keep you long. I want to congratulate you first on winning 1,000 ball games. That's a lot of games, Coach. But I want to briefly tell us the story. I read Chris Harry's piece that he put on FloridaGators.com about when Patty Gasso hired you out at Oklahoma. She told you to call or watch a video on Mike Candrea.
Yeah, so it's kind of started with just asking questions. I was very inquisitive, and when you start to coach something that you're maybe not 100% confident in, you want to learn, and so it was really cool because it was my first week on the job, and I'm learning, I'm coaching, I'm watching, I'm observing, and she gave me a video. She just said, "Hey, check this video out." I watched it. It was really good to watch because it was very insightful, just with all the different parts of the game, the different the differences. But the one thing that really stood out to me was a lot of the similarities to what I'd grown up playing baseball with, as far as throwing the ball, shortstop play, and then the overall hitting part. And by just having that dialogue with him for probably 44, 45 minutes, just really gave me the confidence just to watch, observe, learn, and kind of just do things that I kind of grew up doing. So I think that was the biggest key takeaway that I had, from the video, from our conversation, was just that baseball wasn't as different as softball as a lot of people made it out to be.
Yeah, it's amazing though that now you watch the tape on a guy that won 1,000 games faster than you did. You're the second fastest, so that's pretty cool. Tim, season's over. We're getting ready for the SEC tournament. Go 41-15, 13-11 in the conference play. Just talk a little. I mean, obviously the season hasn't gone the way you anticipated, but the league is so much more difficult than it's been in the past. How much better is the SEC gotten in the last 3 or 4 years?
Oh, there's no question. Just the overall, the depth of the league. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at the teams. We tied for fourth with 13-11. The tiebreaker goes to Kentucky, who swept LSU. We beat LSU 2 out of 3, so the 3 of us were tied for fourth, and so Kentucky's the 4 seed. I won't lie to you. I mean, I don't think the season didn't go exactly the way I thought it was going to go so far. To be honest with you, I thought we were young. We've got a lot of young players doing things for the first time, and if you go through our 15 losses, there's probably 10 of them that we had the right people up in the right situation, and just didn't get the W, didn't get the job done. So I'm not disappointed. I mean, I'm a competitor. I want to win. I want to win everything we do. But things take time. You need some luck along the way. You've got to do things, and our kids work hard. This being a Gator sometimes comes with a level of expectation that not everybody's used to, and I think I've got players getting used to dealing with some just the adversity of not being good enough even in W sometimes.
We got a Facebook Live here brought to you by Melvin Law. John says, when Coach Walton won 1,000 games and made that long post on Twitter, I thought for sure we were reading his retirement announcement. I was like, no, Coach. Thankfully, it wasn't a retirement announcement. But that was a great tweet you put out there, Coach. All right, we've got a bunch of people text on the Titan More text line about Hannah Adams. What's her status right now?
Hannah saw the doctor on Friday. They took the cast off. She now has a removable cast and a splint that she's to wear. Pretty much, anytime she's not doing anything, in the dugout, she'll have it on at times. Right now, we've got her penciled in to start tomorrow night. So she took ground balls. We've been working really hard, in the last couple of weeks, just doing things not to impact the the thumb. But if there's a positive takeaway that from this, that obviously nobody sees, but us and our staff and our people on the team, the level of want from Hannah Adams, she's taken it to a whole nother level. And I'm not saying she never had another level. She's legit. She's one of the best players we've ever had in this program defensively, for sure. But with that being said, she initiated so much more stair stepper, cardio, woodway stuff in the weight room, roller drills, standing in for pitchers live. So I really feel like that it just goes to all athletes out there that you never know when it's your last go, and make every day like it is going to be your last go. And I'm really proud of Hannah. In the last 3 weeks, I've seen a whole nother gear shift for her not wanting her career to be over.
Oh, we lost Coach. You still there, Coach?
I'm here. Yes, sir.
Okay. Lost you just for a second. Skylar Wallace and Falvey are two of the fastest girls. The one play that stands out to me, I want to say it was against South Florida, Coach, where you got the steal sign on. I think it was for Skylar Wallace. She steals, slides into second, bad throw just to center field, and she scores. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that.
Shane, I've never seen anybody do it either, and it was against South Florida, really, to win the game. It was in the 6th inning. We did it the other day. We did it on Saturday again. Kendra Falvey steals second, an errant throw. She slides, gets up, goes to third. We score. Boom. It's a crazy. I mean, that just shows you and tells you about speed. It's unbelievable.
So out of those two, which one's faster?
Straight away, faster, Kendra Falvey. Making all the left turns around the bases. Running is Skylar Wallace. But I bet you any given day, Kendra could be around the bases. Skylar's just got that aggressive, I don't know how to describe it. The bull in the china closet type of a mentality. She plays faster than anybody I've ever coached. But with her and Kendra, I mean, it's A-B. I bet you Kendra will beat her in a straightaway run. I think Skylar would probably beat her if it involved the ball, the slide, to get up and the go.
All right, postseason starts. Gators play the winner of South Carolina and A&M Wednesday at 5:00. Coach, do you have a different approach going into postseason play?
Well, I think the best thing about postseason is everybody's 0-0. Everybody's batting average is 0-0-0. All the ballots are turned in for all SEC. All the ballots are turned in for all region. It really has nothing to do with statistics. The only statistics that matter are what do you hit with runners in scoring position, and how do you keep people from getting hits with runners in scoring position and 2 out. So that's the mentality. That's the message to the team. And I give a message to the team pretty much every year. Sometimes it's a little bit different, but I want to hold people accountable. But I think the players are the best. Hey, if somebody's dogging not running out a ball, or somebody's complaining about this or complaining about that, just let them know, hey, this is postseason. Nobody cares about you. It's all about us. And I think that's just the way you got to be. You can't be selfish in postseason. Selfish teams finish early.
Is this the first time that the Gators have ever hosted the SEC tournament?
We hosted in 2005, the year before I got here, Shane. Kind of a really cool moment for me. Yesterday, I got to see Karen Johns, who works for ESPN. Karen was the former coach at Florida here for 5 years before I got here. They hosted in 2005. I got to see her yesterday and give her a big hug in the parking lot. First time she's been back here since 2005. She built and really had had a really good recruiting class that I came into, and she's been a friend and a mentor for me for a long time. She's just a classy person, and her daughter was a kindergarten kid here, so a lot of respect for her. But 2005 is the last time we posted the SEC tournament. I believe that was the first time and the last time since we posted it.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time waiting. John asked here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law. Coach, going into the postseason, how much confidence do you have in your pitching staff?
Well, I mean, we're only as good as our pitching staff and defense. I mean, we can talk all day long about the offense, but again, this day and age, you've got to be able to pitch. I think Elizabeth Hightower can beat anybody on the schedule that we have, anybody that we're scheduled up against. I like what Riley Trilicek's done in relief. I like Natalie Lugo, potentially close and stuff. Lexi Delbury, the same thing. I want to get her out there and get some innings and get her ready to go for future stuff. But I feel good. I mean, I don't, like I said, we've played a good schedule. We've beaten some teams. We're challenged. I think that ultimately, our RPI is going to probably take us out of the top 9, top 10 range. We'll probably be anywhere from 7 to 12, depending on this week. Kind of how this week goes, and maybe some matchups that allow us to do some things. But I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited. I always look forward to postseason. It's definitely a fun time to kind of a restart, a refresh, ready to go, kind of a feeling.
All right, couple of texts here, and we'll get you out of here, Coach. Bob on the Titan More text line asks, does UF get paid by the SEC to host the tournament?
Yeah, so that's a gosh, it's such a tough question. Not that it's so I believe that there's a small budgetary line item, and it doesn't cover the cost, obviously, to host an event like this. Television has their needs. You have the SEC has their needs, and then we have the budget. And then you start to look at ticket sales, concession. I think the SEC probably gets merchandise. We may split a share. I don't know exactly how that goes, but I think the overall, just the marketing of the Gators, the advertising of the Gators, bringing everybody in town. But to get a cut, I think it comes down to ticket sales. But to answer the question in a longer version, yeah, the SEC gets paid, or Florida gets paid by the SEC to host this tournament, because all the revenue is all put into a big pot at the end of the year, and they revenue share from all sports to all schools, evenly distributed from the SEC network all the way down through bowls, championships, all the other stuff. So yes, long story short, we do get paid from the SEC. Yes.
Okay, Jonathan asked on the Titan More text line. He says, Coach Walton, I read somewhere that you are a big Orioles fan. Why is that, being from California?
Yeah, I'm not an Orioles fan. Obviously it's an easy thing to see with my kids' names. So with Brooks, with Brooks and Camden. So Brooks is not on purpose for Brooks Robinson. Growing up, Brooks Kieschnick, a guy named Brooke Jacoby played for the Indians. Was one of my dad's friends, and so he played third base as well. Brooks Robinson's a little bit older than me in regards to being able to watch somebody, but Brooks Kieschnick was a great pitcher hitter from Texas. Really, just I don't know, the name just kind of stuck out to me. And then Camden has nothing to do with Camden Yards. The only one that's on purpose is Palmer. By the time we got to Palmer, it's like, okay, we can't name this kid Mike. We've got all these Oriole names. Let's go. So we looked at Weaver. We had Cooper, and we stuck with Palmer. It's actually Palmer Jacobs. So he does have the Jacobs last name for Jacobs Field. And my daughter Camden has my wife is a Cubs fan, so she is Camden Wrigley after Wrigley, but she spells it with Lee. So that's the only difference. And the final thing, Shane, I know you're gonna maybe ask one more question, but the only reason I did that on social media is the outpour of messages and just the really cool messages of so many people that I've known in middle school and elementary school, some of my coaches, mentors, friends, their friends, kids. I mean, there are so many people that I just wanted to send a message to just say thank you to everybody, because the people that reached out were just overwhelmingly. I took my time. It took me a whole week to get all my replies back to everybody. It was such a cool feeling. I just wanted to thank everybody properly. And I had no idea that I would get that many messages about retiring. It's funny. I'm 49 years old and don't make enough money to retire. I can tell you that.
All right. Last thing for you, Coach, because it's a huge topic on my show daily. Has the NIL, name, image, and likeness, hit into the softball world yet? And when you are recruiting these girls, does that come up in the recruiting process?
So one of the things that I've always stuck to from day one of being a Florida Gator is that the Gator brand is larger than any person from any school, from any country. The brand Florida Gator is a national, worldly brand. And so that's always been something that I've recruited to, talking to kids about their opportunity. I talk to kids a lot of times. They got really good GPAs, really good SATs, really good test scores. And some people talk about, well, you go to this school and you're going to, your resume is going to go to the top of the list. And here's what, I talk about being a Gator, and you're not going to just have a resume. You're going to get the job, So it's a place that has so many different ways of teaching, but the brand is so large. So now you click into NIL, and one of the things we talk about is your influence. How many followers do you have? How many people do you influence? What are your things like on social media and things like that? So that is something that we work with. We have a group come in that's helped our athletes in their social media stuff. Their when to post, how to block, how to mute, how to silence, how to do stuff like that. So that is something that we've always, in my opinion, we've always embraced. Just being a Gator, I think, first and foremost, and then how can the Gators help you, your name, your future, and help you get kind of earn what you want to earn, or earn what you want to work for. Because the NIL is awesome, but it's a lot of work for young people to uphold what the quote unquote people that are giving you money. They're not just giving you money; you got to work for it. So there's a lot to it.
Yep, I'm all for the NIL, but I'm not all for the pay for play and just buying players, which is happening in college football. Coach, we appreciate you taking the time. I know you're extremely busy. Wish you a lot of luck in the postseason. We can't wait for it to start. And thanks for coming on, my man.
No, thank you for having me, Shane. I appreciate it always. Go Gators.
All right, that's Tim Walton. Join us on the Titan MRI hotline. Going to take a timeout, come back. We'll be joined by Buddy Martin from the Buddy Martin Show. You're watching and listening to Pot Up with Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage. Our gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance. Some of our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Caldwell Banker, MM Parish, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Golf Course, Style Cuts, Big Mills Cheesesteaks. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Celebration points where the Gators go to celebrate with premium brands like Visor's Rooftop, Dave & Buster's, Regal Cinemas, Hotel Indigo, Sensei Asian Bistro, Escape Apology, and the HBC restaurant Spurs Gridiron Grill, where every Tuesday night, which is tonight, you can enjoy 50% off handcrafted martinis from 4 to 10. You will see Buddy Martin there drinking martinis at Celebration Point. Good morning, Buddy. How are you?
I got to get some coffee. I'm doing. I was up late.
You're not going to hit the early 50% off martinis right now?
Well, if you get me one, bring it down. I'll have one. But otherwise, I was going to have some of my coffee. And I didn't go to bed. I made a wise decision last night because my team baseball team, the Rays, are on the road, a West Coast swing. And I'd like to at least keep up with them. So I did. And I watched them last night, and they were leading 1-0, and then the next thing you know, they were 3-1 and 6-1. I watched 10 more minutes. They got 6-3. That's the thing. I go to bed. Good thing I did. They had lost 11-3, so I went to bed at midnight. But hey, that was a good interview with Tim Walton, by the way.
He's a good dude. We got a Facebook Live here from Greg, brought to you by Mel Long. Says, what is Tim's baseball sports background? Tim played junior college baseball, then signed with Oklahoma. He was a pitcher. He was on a national championship team. I want to say I don't remember what year was it, 89, 90 maybe? OU won the National World Series. I think he is the only coach, baseball and softball, to win a national championship as a player and as a coach. So I think that's correct. Or maybe it's he's the only guy that's won a baseball national title and coached a softball, because I have to believe some of those, the softball coach out at UCLA, she may have won one. I don't know. But anyway, he's a good dude, man. You won't find anybody better than Tim Walton. And John says, great interview. Still looking forward to having Coach Napier on as well. I will. Look, Coach Napier's got way more fish to fry right now, and I've known Tim for 15 years. So it's easy to get him on. We will
Napier's. I mean, look, excuse me if I interrupt you. I've been in line for 4 months, and I don't suspect I'll get him until the end of the year. I've interviewed every Florida coach since the beginning of mankind, a one-on-one. You know, I put him out a question a long time ago. But he's not going to worry about me or you right now.
No, we need to worry about getting us some football players.
Yeah,
now,
and we'd like to have him on, of course, but he's just not that available. He's
got stuff to do, and he's got a lot. He's got his hands full. Andy says on Facebook Live, Shane, that worst stat you were referencing about Gator baseball offense was on-base percentage. They have the worst on-base percentage in the SEC and the second worst batting average, just ahead of South Carolina. So okay.
You brought that up on my show last night too about it. I didn't never heard that. So you said it's the on-base percentage, right?
We're dead last in on-base percentage,
but next to last in hitting,
second to last in hitting.
Yeah,
or average.
Okay, I'll take that for tonight.
Tim was on the '94 OU national championship team. Yeah, and he's a few years younger than me. So that sounds right. Real quick, buddy, I'm reading these Facebook Lives. I love reading what our guys say here.
Yeah.
Chris says, Shane, I think Georgia may not be as good this year as most think, especially losing 15 to 22 starters. It is tough, but let me tell you something. They got a bunch of dudes on that roster, so we shall see.
Who said that? Who said that?
That was from Chris. Chris, he doesn't think Georgia's going to be as good.
Okay, I kind of agree with Chris on that. Here's why. Mm-hmm. There's a thing we forget about, two things we forget about when we're like projecting a team, and I've done this a long time. You forget about the fact that it takes a minute for a team to gel. And when you miss key players, look at the tremendous players they had. I know they're loaded when they get 15 guys drafted. Incredible. And they're on a mission. I think they've got a loss, maybe two, coming this year because just the chemistry and the injuries and repeating and all that, it's hard. So I kind of agree with him. I don't know this. The other thing we forget about is the caliber of opposition. You tell me how good you're going to be. How good are the other teams going to be? And that's the question. So there's a lot. And I just looked at Florida's record yesterday. Thought, well, okay, what are we looking at here? If you want to take a shot on that, that could be anywhere from 6-6 to who knows to 8-4 maybe. So
if we win 8 games, buddy, I will be back.
I know. I just say it was going to happen. I said to Perrin, if you go to Vegas, I'm just guessing you're going to get a line of about 7, probably maybe 7.5. But I'm with you on that. 8 games would be coach of the year.
Oh, there's no question about that. I did see, as I was looking at Twitter this morning, CBS Sports had a mock draft for next year. You know who they had their number 1 overall pick as?
No, but Anthony Richardson's going to be in the top 10, wouldn't he?
No, he wasn't in there. He wasn't in their top 10.
No. Okay.
But the number one overall pick was the quarterback Will Levis from Kentucky.
Okay.
Which,
I got to question that, but what do I know?
Well, a lot of NFL guys love him. A lot of Lauren Metis says we're going to win 8 games. David says he's got us at 6, maybe 7. Going to be tough, folks. That's all I can say.
Well, what do you got him at?
Ooh. I'm hoping 7.
Yeah.
I just don't know. We don't have the horses, buddy. I mean, it's just, I don't know how else to say it. We're going to have to play when you listen to Billy Napier talk about being a disciplined football team, winning, it sounds like the old Will Muschamp stuff, winning the turnover battle, taking the ball away from them. Because we don't have that roster right now to win 9-10 games in the SEC, and the schedule is brutal. When you've got A&M, Utah, and Georgia,
they could be doing good the first 6 games, but then comes
they're all at home.
Well, I mean, they look what they got. They could win 5 games conceivably, but then as you look at the schedule, the killer schedule next, that's going to be hard. It's too early to talk about that, but look, you Shane, I don't know. Sometimes you surprise me, Shane. Someone who grew up on optimism, vision, and being coached by a guy who believes in possibilities, and what you did, you of all people were part of that miraculous. Let me finish. I know it's your show. The miraculous turnaround of this program. Okay, not just a good season, turnaround of the program. Okay, it's like one of those big freighters turning around in the Suez Canal. It was hard, and you got a guy, and he did it by making you guys believe in yourself. And I mean, you had good players. Listen, no question about it. He'll admit, he's said 100 times, the cover was full, but it ain't empty at Florida right now. All right.
Well, I will say this: if you're comparing the roster that Spurrier took over to this roster, I'm not. It ain't even close.
I'm not comparing it. I'm just saying the potential for what could be there, and sometimes attitude is a very key. Because Coach Spurrier's deal. You bet he makes you sit down and say, "All right, what's our vision? Let's put our goals up on, and don't put down something that aren't possible." He believed right off the bat he could win. Now, look, I understand he had talent, but a lot of other people had talent too. You guys were a great example. You helped put this program where it is today, because you believed in the guy and he believed in you, okay? And you had good players. So let's see. Let's just see. I don't know.
And I agree with everything you just said, and I think Billy Napier and his staff are outstanding.
Yeah.
I'm just going, when it comes to Jimmys and Joes, the 1990 team had 1 million more Jimmys and Joes than this team. So, but things can happen. If you don't turn the football over, the other team does. Crazy things can happen. We got a bunch of home games. I'm pulling for us. Trust me. I won't play every damn game.
You know where
I'm a realist.
I'm sorry for that, but that quote, that list of things coaches are on the board. You know where that came from? That came from Tennessee. General Nyla put that on the board. And Doug Dickey told me the story about it, because he and every coaches ever since then wrote that down. The 7 maxims. Don't turn it over. Blah 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 blah. That thing has been around forever. That's the same one. And yeah, certainly turnovers are a big part of it. And I don't know what to expect. I don't know whether Billy Napier is a great coach or not. I think he's really good, but I don't know how far he can take him.
I think he's a very good coach. I think he's an outstanding coach.
Well, but we don't know.
Turnovers don't bother me. It depends on where you turn it over.
Yeah,
that's what kills football teams, is where and when are the turnovers.
Let me take you to a little optimism real quick. All right. Let's just say that Anthony Richardson is everything we thought he was. All right. And that he went out there and lit it up and threw for 300 yards a game, and threw it in 30 touchdown passes and really lit it up. All right. What's a possibility there? This kid's something special. I know
he is, but buddy, he can do all of that. But the other team has the football too.
Yeah, they got scholarships also.
Yeah, and I just don't think we're very good defensively.
Okay, but what's the possibility if you say, okay, I'm gonna max it out, I'm gonna go. This is let's put your optimistic glasses on. Take those glasses off for a second. Wipe them off.
All right, I'm gonna take them off.
Take them off. Now wipe them off. Now put it back on and look through those lenses and optimistic. I'm not saying a prediction. I'm not going to hold you to it. But what is the maximum we can expect out of this team? You're making goals for them. Put the glasses back on and tell me what you see.
I would still hope we can win 7 games.
No, I didn't say what you hope for. I said, what do you see?
I mean, okay, I'm going to tell you, Anthony, can he have a tremendous year? Yes, he can. But he's got any quarterback. You go and look at all the quarterbacks that have had phenomenal years. They've had players around them make plays, and they had help. He has to have help.
That's the best you got.
I mean, yeah.
Charlie
wants to know who AR's throwing those 30 touchdown passes to.
Well, I mean, that's the question that we're going to find out. Somebody emerged. When you started out, nobody thought you had a great team either. Your receivers weren't famous.
Well, here's the thing, buddy. We don't know what people thought in 1990 because there was no social media. There was a few magazines.
I know what they thought. I was covering the team.
Well, the SEC, we basically changed the way college football was played.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, we're not changing anything this year because there's nothing else we can do. The only thing we could do to surprise people is put in the wishbone.
I know, Shane. Basically, you're a pessimist. Okay, that's what you are.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Not at all.
Yeah, you are. You of all people. You, the architect of the great turnaround of the big ship Gator in the Suez Canal. You are 2-time MVP, and you can't bring yourself to imagine. Use your imagination.
I will whenever we get the roster the way that I want it. I'm just.
Am I going to have to put up with this the whole year?
No. I mean, like I said, I am pulling for us, but, buddy, if we didn't on these shows, on your show and my show and other shows we're on, if we didn't give our opinion of what we thought, then we're wasting our time.
Well, of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I'm not saying that they're going to win 10. I said, what if? Use your imagination. Imagine what, just like Spurrier did in 1990. Yeah, he had great players, but we didn't know Coach Spurrier was that good of a coach. Nobody did. I knew him for really well, and I didn't see it coming. And a lot of people didn't see it coming. And what he did with the team that, I don't know where y'all will pick, probably 4th, 3rd, whatever it might have been that year. And you won the conference, but you got it taken away from you. And you couldn't play the bowl game. So anyway, I'm just saying when you're starting a new program, you have to have the fundamental and sound philosophy, all turnovers, all this stuff. But you got to have an imagination. That's why I love Steve Spurrier. He has a great imagination.
Right. I'm with you. I've coached, buddy. I know how to motivate kids and give them expectations and all that stuff. But you got to also look, we're going to give it our best. The other team may just be better than you.
I agree with that. Well, motivate yourself. Motivate yourself a little bit. If you go motivate kids, how about you motivating Shane?
I'm very motivated.
All right.
I'm motivated in everything I do.
All right.
That's why golf's the greatest sport in the world, because we can go out there and we can make a fair game and we can compete.
Horse racing.
Yeah, well, I can't ride a horse. Andy says, Shane, nice article on Jack Miller in today's Gainesville Sun. I didn't know the Gainesville Sun was still out there.
Well,
is he a guy you could help mentor if he reached out to you? Yeah. I mean, here's the thing I was talking to a couple former players about this the other day. And these are high profile former Gators. And they were talking about, when all these former players come and talk, not just at Florida, this is at every school. When you're that current player and you're sitting there having to listen to these guys, most of the time you don't know who the hell they are.
Yeah, right.
And then you're going, I really don't want to hear what this guy has to say. And this former player that I was talking to the other day, he was like, I used to sit there on my knee and I'm like, who is this guy? I don't care what he has to say. And this guy is a very successful former player, played in the NFL and stuff. But Jack Miller has no idea who I am. But yeah, I know Anthony because I coached against him. My son played against him. I don't know him real well, but I don't know what the article was about. But yeah, we're all here to help. But it sounds good to the fans, get these former players doing stuff, but us old guys, they have no idea who are. They'll know who Kyle Pitts is because he played Kyle Trask because he played like 2 years ago. But us guys that played 30 some years ago, they could care less about us.
Yeah, you're codger. Yeah, you're right. And like I got to chuck a lot of people who said Terry Bradshaw, did he play football? They don't know. Just think he's a TV guy, and he's really old. You're not. And you're right. We speak to the other generation. We probably say, I was the same way. Who the hell is Jimmy Fox or whoever it might have been? I don't know about that. And the old timers, hey, he was a great home run hitter. So it's a generational gap. I grant you that. But you have some swag. You have some people say, guys, that's Shane Matthews. He helped turn this whole program around. And I think Ben Troop's right too. Ben Troop does a really good job of coaching these guys up.
I think Ben's outstanding, but I guarantee you, here's a great story, buddy. When I was helped coach high school football, I was telling a story to these kids, and this was like I can't remember if it was in the preseason or the postseason, getting ready for the playoffs. And I brought up Emmitt Smith. And I said,
who?
Yeah, exactly. I said, guys, this guy, blah, blah, blah. I said, raise your hand if you know who Emmitt Smith is. Like 2 kids raised their hand. They didn't know who Emmitt Smith was.
Yeah.
This was like 8 years ago. So Anyway, real quick, buddy, Facebook Live here from Joseph.
He ought to open a restaurant in Gainesville. They'll know him.
Joseph says, we got a dang good QB, good running backs, over 300 starts on the offensive line coming back, and I like the O-line coaches. I think these guys are going to be some dogs in the trenches. We got
all right. Now I'm hearing it. Now I'm starting to hear it. See,
we got plenty of talent on defense. Not what Georgia and Alabama has, but those guys ain't no slouches. Our defensive coaching has been terrible. Scheme alone on that side will make keeps going away. Make a huge
here's what I will say. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking right there. Right there.
Okay.
Good job.
I will say this. I still don't think our front seven on defense is very good. I don't think it's SEC good. That's all. I've been saying it for 3 years.
And I'm tired of hearing it. Okay.
Okay. But has it been a fact?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be different this year.
Okay.
The linebackers, I'm pretty impressed with the linebackers. I think they'll be good in the linebackers.
Well,
I love
if your linebackers are going to be good, your front four.
I know that. And by the way, congratulations to Gervon Dexter, the little baby boy.
That's right. I saw that. Yes, definitely.
So,
okay. Here's something I want to bring up real quick. Chris says, do you think the Mannings will send their kid to Texas with the issues Sark has had in the past? I think he's going to Georgia. Okay. Just so people know, Arch Manning is going to take a visit this summer here to Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like my thoughts on that one, buddy?
I would.
Okay. I know the Manning family. I saw Archie, last Monday night, had a good talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
Loves Billy Napier.
Yeah.
He kept saying to me, he goes, I do not understand why LSU did not hire him. Could Arch Manning come here? Sure. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's coming because they have so much respect for Billy Napier as a coach and as a person that he's going to come on a visit.
I think you nailed it. Yeah. I 100% agree. And, look, let's remind you one thing. Arch Manning has his own mind, too.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't going to make him go one place or the other. They want him to be happy. Well, we know he's not going to go to Vanderbilt, it's just things like that. But he'll probably wind up one of the three. I mean, is he taking a visit to Clemson? Did somebody tell me? I don't know.
Clemson was in his top, whatever, but not anymore, supposedly.
Yeah. But you're right. It's about respect. They're showing Billy Napier respect. I like that.
Yeah. So Charlie says here. Rick says, when Emmett was at a Buchholz game, kids did not know who he was. They have no idea. Charlie says, the current Gator players better know who Shane Matthews is and all the other great. They don't. Mm-hmm. I'm at practice, and those guys have no idea who I am. Mm-hmm. Even when I had a kid on the team, they didn't even know. I don't even think they knew who Luke's dad was. They just don't know.
They say, Shane, wasn't he a punter?
They wouldn't even know.
There was a punter named Shane, if you remember. Can I just comment on one thing that you're on the interview that was said, which I don't think we should let pass. You asked a great question, and I it's as strong as I've heard it in terms of you can do hype. You can talk about how great we are, and let's be honest, we all get caught up sometimes in thinking we're the only school on the universe. Florida is in a league by so and so. But and Ben Troop, by the way, we got Cyrus Ovance on Thursday night. Cyrus Torrance, I'm sorry, I got to get his name right. Big
Richard?
No, the big lineman.
Oh, the big old lineman?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on Thursday on Gator Collective Corner. Yeah, Cyrus, looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. But the point I wanted to make on your interview is that he couldn't have said it stronger when he talked about the brand of a Gator football. He said, Gator sports. He says, because I wrote it down, he said, the Gator brand is large, it's national and worldly. Everywhere you go, people know about the Gators. And this is something Troop talks about a lot all the time. And I know it's big, but they're saying it's like in a league by itself. Now, I understand we have a different perspective. That was a pretty strong statement, Shane. That's worldly and national. It's really, really big.
Yeah, there's probably 5 to 8 logos that are huge like that, and ours is one of them. But here's the problem when it comes to name, image, and likeness. With what's been going on, those kids don't give a damn about that logo. They're going for the money. And we had somebody ask, buddy, have you been keeping up with it?
Yeah.
What is the plan for John says, speaking of the NIL, when the NCAA starts coming after these schools, what kind of punishment do you see them handing out to certain schools for violations?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be the schools. They're going to be going after those boosters because remember, the schools aren't paying anybody supposedly.
Well, yeah, I think the schools could pay, but what are they going to do to the boosters? Put them in jail? If someone's got to pay a fine, a penalty, or something. There's a major story last night on that, as you know, NIL, and like the NCAA is now stepping up and saying they're going. I think as someone said, they're like, okay, everything's cool for now as long as you follow the rules, but we're going to come after you for the last year. And some of these things are gotten totally got a hand. Shane, now I hear you complained about it, and justifiably so, I might add. We talked about on the show last night about how now they're going to do something. Well, let's see if they got any teeth left. We'll find out. But they can fine people, and suspend people, whatever. They just can't sit by and do nothing. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't get too excited about it, but there apparently are some people really cheating big time. I don't know who they are, but they are. So those people are going to pay a fee of some kind.
Dan says, like Fran said this morning, agents are laughing at the enforcement part of that and antitrust lawsuits. There are going to be lawsuits, but here's the thing. They have to do something. And I ain't smart enough to figure it out, but they have to do something for the pay for play because it is not right. And I don't care. Don't somebody sit here and tell me that it's right for let's use the kid from Pittsburgh, the Bolitnikoff Award winner. It is not right for him to have played 3 years at Pittsburgh, win the Bolitnikoff Award, go into the portal and see who will pay me the most money to go play football for them. That is not name, image, and likeness.
Well, no, it's not. But it's also a part of the transfer portal. Like someone said,
okay, that's where if you go into the transfer portal, that's where whether you get one freebie or you have to go back to the old days and sit out. They have to figure something out. But again, it goes back to paying players. Here's the other thing. Let's just say, buddy, you're a booster and let's just say you have a collective or a group here and you want Jordan Addison to come play for the Gators, the guy, the Bolitnikoff Award winner. Your group pays him whatever it is. He comes here. Oh, I got a little nagging knee injury. I'm going to sit out 3 games. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to play in the bowl game. What are you going to do then? You just paid him all this money.
It's a problem, no question about it. But it's true of any 5-star athlete that comes to your school, although there's no commitments. Also, by the way, that last night they said the story I read. SI Ross Stellinger said you cannot contractually penalize a player if you sign up to an NIL deal and he leaves, whatever. You can't punish him for that. So my idea was, okay, look, make it a business deal, sign a contract. If you're going to join, if you're going to get paid by Shane's Lawnmowers, and you pay. You're coming here as a sophomore, and you get $800,000, and you don't want to play. You leave, then say, well, they give us the money back. Apparently, they can't do that. So if you're making an investment, just think about this. As you say, not only could he be benched, he could also transfer. What do you do then? I don't know.
Yeah, David says here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel, that kid lost his QB and he's positioning for the NFL. He's going to be a first-round draft pick, whether he plays at transfers to Wofford. It has nothing to do with that. He's looking to get paid, David. That's what he is doing. He's going to the highest bidder. John says, do the coaches even want the players that our boosters are getting? No. I said this on the show the last couple of weeks.
That's the problem. Yeah.
They are paying players that they don't even want to recruit. And so anyway, real quick, we got a text on the Titan MR text line. I'm not sure. This is from David. He says, my newspaper, the USA Today, I guess, ranked the best college hires. Mario Cristobal at number 1 and Billy Napier at number 21. He cannot believe it. I can't believe that either.
Well, I mean, look, the rankings, I can make a ranking.
That had to be a typo.
Anybody can make a ranking. I saw some guy, I had to finally get rid of him on Twitter. He does these massive lists, and he has great rivalries that must stay, 100 rivalries. And you know what he has for Florida? USF. What is it? Was it UCF or UCF? And everybody else is Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama. He said, Florida, UCF. I thought, that's it. I'm done. I'm blocking it. And there's a list like that every week. We just have to realize that people making these lists, some of them are ignorant. Okay?
Yeah. A couple of Facebook Lives, and we'll get you out of here, buddy. John asks, can you explain if someone pays for someone's name and likeness, must the company prove that they actually used it in some sort of advertising or used it in the benefit of the company? Otherwise, it is just about paying players for nothing.
I don't know. I know Gator Collective feels like they're okay. I contacted them last
Gator
time.
Collective and everything that I know has done it by the book.
And they feel like they're good. They're not.
They're not coming out and saying, okay, player X out of IMG,
right,
we're going to give you $400,000 to be a Gator. They're not doing that.
Yeah, right.
No, and that's what's happening around the country, and that's what irritates the heck out of me. But it is what it is. I mean,
are you accusing Jimbo Fisher of cheating?
Maybe not Jimbo, but his all his boosters who set up all those LLCs. I mean,
yeah,
they're just basically saying, "Here's this amount of money, come play football for us." Yeah. And look, I don't blame the kids, but here's who's going to get ticked off: are those boosters that set up those LLCs.
Well, that's all their problem.
When little Jimmy, for whatever reason, didn't transpire and turn out to be a very good player sitting on the bench, and we just paid him all this money.
I think you're right, Shane. I think we're going to see a major scandal or two is going to erupt here in the next year.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Who you got on your program tonight?
David Whitley tonight, and good to have DW on. And Neil Schulman from All Kinds of Weather had a really good piece on a guy that Anthony Richardson helped, a couple.
That's a great story. I read that. It's a great story. He's a good kid. Maybe Anthony's trying to get a deal with the moving company.
One man in a truck.
Yeah, one man in a truck.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Good stuff as always, my man. We'll talk to you
Shane.
next week.
Have a good one.
That's Buddy Martin. You can listen to Buddy every Monday through Thursday on Facebook Live on the Buddy Martin Show. Take a quick time out, come back, get to This Day in Sports and a few other news and notes. You're watching and listening to Pot Up with Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage. Our gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance. Some of our touchdown sponsors are MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, Aikido America, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avra and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. At South State Bank, we understand that small businesses need a community business partner they can rely on. South State has 4 convenient Alachua County locations. South State Bank, banking for member FDIC. I want to thank Buddy Martin and Coach Tim Walton. Join us on the Titan MR hotline. Rick asked here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law. Has Creed Whittemore been offered NIL money? No. Creed wanted to be a Gator. He got offers from multiple schools around the country, shut off his recruiting process, and going to join his brother and stay home. So no. Shane, when is Brockermeyer coming on the show? I have Bears questions lined up. He's coming on tomorrow. And Blake's got some tremendous thoughts on the NIL that we'll bring up tomorrow. He works for 24/7 Sports out in Texas, has 2 boys at Alabama, 1 at Texas, and we'll get his thoughts. So he'll be on this program tomorrow, 8:30-ish. So we look forward to that. This Day in Sports brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. Beat the summer heat and schedule your air conditioners tune up today, keeping you chill and the Florida heat far away. Comfort Temp Heating and Air. Call us today, 352-376-2366. This Day in Sports in 2015. At the PGA Players Championship, the TPC Sawgrass, Ricky Fowler wins, beating Kevin Kisner and Sergio Garcia by 1 stroke in a playoff. Fowler got hot on the back nine that day. That's brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Let's see. What else do we have here? I know there was a couple other ones I wanted to get to. John says that guy from Oklahoma on Twitter makes a ranking every day on something crazy. I didn't see that. I'm not very sure of that. Not sure what you're talking about. Joseph says a booster can't make a school give a kid a scholarship. The coaches don't want the players want to offer them the scholarship. You're exactly right. But what they're offering, and this is just coming from what coaches are telling me, is the boosters don't really, because here's the thing. A lot of times, and I know this sounds terrible, but a lot of offers are made to kids. Those aren't real offers a lot of time. So basically, if you're an athlete and a coach makes an offer to you, say, Coach, you know what? I want to commit right now. Then sometimes it makes that coach nervous because they're not real sure if they really want him, and then they'll have to honor that commitment. So they make multiple offers. You can only sign 25. They're not just offering 25 kids. They're offering like 50 something because they know they're not going to get them all. So Booster X, they're offering so-and-so from this high school in my town. Well, we're going to throw some money at him to make sure he's a Gator. Well, in return, we really may not want that guy. I'm not using Florida. And this didn't come from Florida coaches. These are other coaches around the country that are good friends of mine. So it's a crazy world out there right now, and we'll see. All right, last Facebook Live. John says, Shane, are there the days of defense coordinators staying with head coaches their entire careers, like Bowden's and the Virginia Tech guy, going away? Yeah, they all want a head coaching job. All want one. Dan says, can you have a high profile player walk on, then give him? Bingo, Dan. That will be our topic tomorrow. That will be the topic tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. Appreciate everybody joining today. Tell your friends and family to follow us. And we'll have JC. We'll do our Peachland Dentistry picks tomorrow. And we'll have Blake Brockermeyer talking NIL and college football, breaking down the SEC this upcoming season. Appreciate you joining us. Have a great day.